What is up, guys? Wrestling Premiere is here. I really wanted to make a video on this, but I didn't know how because the CM Punk story, it overlays it basically. That's what I'm trying to say. So I didn't know how or when I could make this video, and I just decided today, you know what? Let's go with this. Let's make it. I just wanted to talk about Rey Mysterio and how he lost the title in 2 hours to John Cena. Because honestly, this is perplexing looking back. It's funny in a way though, like, did we seriously expect Rey to keep the title? I remember thinking to myself that Rey deserved it at the time, but I don't think we even got enough time to reflect on that title win because Super Cena issued his rematch clause. Well, he didn't issue his rematch clause. It was booked, but you get what I mean. As a matter of fact, the whole story is funny. The fact that CM Punk disappeared, Vince getting fired, all of that stuff. Now for me to cover it, let's go back to the night after Money in the Bank. But before I do, let me just say that the next video is on, well, look at the date, July 21st, right? 2 days from now is July 23rd, right? Well, I think you can connect the dots there because something historic happened on July 23rd in wrestling. And if you know what it is, then you basically know the next video, so yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. Now, I'm going to cover this event real soon, but the big story coming out of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view was CM Punk walking out with the WWE Championship. What this meant was John Cena was fired, right? Well, the next night on Raw, he came out like normal, except this time around, he didn't have his WWE Championship with him. Vince promised to fire him, and I remember the commentary team were discussing the possibility of Cena not facing Brock at WrestleMania 28. Anyways, during this episode of Raw, there was a 16-man tournament, or 8-man, I believe, that determined who was the new WWE Champion. Well, it came down to The Miz and Rey Mysterio. So, at the end of the night, Rey Mysterio and The Miz were set to face off for the title, right? Well, Vince McMahon decided to make his way out and postpone that match. He was looking to deal with some important business, that being John Cena's situation. So Vince threatened to make another John Cena while the former champ himself didn't really care. He mentioned CM Punk on the air, he mentioned a replacement for WrestleMania 28, Rock versus someone. He didn't give a damn. He just wanted to walk away with his pride intact. Cena teased appearing on TNA, which was funny to me, and just as Vince was about to fire John Cena, Triple H came out with a suit. And I remember as a 10-year-old thinking, wait, what's up? The game discussed the board of directors and how they were concerned with Vince's decision-making, so they filed an injunction against him with a vote of no confidence. So Triple H ends up relieving Vince of his duties, and the vibe following this episode, it was weird. It felt different to me. Like, CM Punk caused a massive amount of anarchy, so much that the way the company was ran, it had to change. Now, I personally thought Triple H was the boss of the company and storyline at the time, but that wasn't the case, as you'll understand in the coming months. Also, this was around the same time when CM Punk took a picture of his title in the fridge, and looking back, that whole week was something else. Like, what the hell was going on throughout the WWE? There's no boss around to take control of this chaos that was unfolding right before our very eyes. Anyway, the title match went on the following week, and look at that belt. The results of the match, well, it could have gone either way, to be honest. I recall enjoying the match and the ending. So, The Miz was acting like a bully the entire match, and he was dominating for a bit. He stepped over himself at one point. This caused Rey to capitalize on that mistake and hit a 619, drop the dime to win his very first WWE Championship. Now, I personally never thought he'd win the title. Like, after winning the world title twice, I thought that was it. Yeah, I remember at the time. I was shocked he even won the world title the previous year, but when he won this, like, damn. I mean, his legacy was already solidified, and this was a thank you for his services. Then Miz attacked him, and El Patron made his way out there to cash in the briefcase. Rey, though, he was ready for a fight, and he dived over Del Rio. Rey, he was ready for a fight, and if you've seen Del Rio, you'd think he saw some sort of shark or something. Okay, so now Rey Mysterio's a champion, right? He goes to the back, and he looks like $1 million. No, not $1 million, $1 billion, because he's a new champion, basically. Everyone's congratulating him. Zack Ryder's pouring some of the bubbly on him. EC3's in the back there once again. And life is good for Rey Mysterio, but then John Cena comes knocking on the door. The fans in the crowd were booing John Cena, which is funny to me because it seemed like they knew it was coming. Cena congratulated him, and Josh Matthews interviewed the new champion. Rey said something about dreams do come true, but the thing that gets me was when he said, "Daddy's coming home with the title." Little did he know, and Rey, like, he's having fun right now, but he doesn't know what's coming. Anyways, Triple H in his first official night as COO, he decides to start things off with a bang by booking Rey Mysterio in a WWE Championship match against John Cena. The fans were loving this, like, come on. 2 title matches. As for the matchup, well, let's get into it. I'm doing an analysis for this one, so if you don't like it, well, I got a timestamp down there so you can skip to that moment. Okay, Rey came out first, and the moment Cena came out, you knew the champion was at a disadvantage. And honestly, this was pay-per-view worthy. Hell, it was worthy of SummerSlam. I mean, look at the 2 guys in the ring. Okay, so the bell rings. Mysterio straight up kicked Cena on the quad. He delivered several kicks there before Cena relied on power. He hit a clothesline. Then the typical wrestling sequences with a twist as Rey was elusive and quick. John, though, bounced back with a back body drop, and Rey once again relied on those kicks before connecting with a bulldog. Despite competing earlier on, Rey still had the stamina and speed to keep up with John Cena initially. The crowd loudly chanted, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks," before Rey hit a springboard cannonball. John, though, bounced back by bouncing Rey off the floor with the clothesline. The challenger worked on Rey's limbs for a bit with the waistlock, and this was a way of wearing down Rey Mysterio. The champion managed to escape and hit a DDT. Rey, though, failed to hit the Enziguri, but Cena himself failed to lock in the STF. Rey connected with a springboard, but this only got him a 2 count. Rey attempted the 619, but the challenger caught him and slammed him down to the mat. 1, 2, Rey kicked out. John tried to build momentum with the shoulder tackles, but Rey had him scouted. Rey tried another springboard, but he was slammed right into the mat by the former champion. Cena at the 5-knuckle shuffle, but he failed to hit the AA, and Rey managed to do some of his trickery to get a 2 count. The champion set the challenger right into the turnbuckle, and he then hit the seated senton, but John was there for the STF. Nope, it was Rey who locked Cena in the STF instead. Cena managed to lift Rey for the AA, but his leg put a damper on this, and Rey capitalized on this by hitting the 619, but he failed to drop the dime. He then tried a Hurricanrana, but Cena threw him right to the mat. Cena hit a mean-looking leg drop. 1, 2, kick out. Damn, what a match. The match was like in 5th gear at this point, and it was entertaining. Cena tried the AA, but he was set into the ropes where he got the 619. Nope. Cena managed to catch Rey off guard and hit the AA. 1, 2, 3. The crowd popped for that one, that's for sure. It was an awesome match, but poor Rey, like, 2 hours. He held the title for 2 hours. But at least he was a good sport. All of a sudden, the cult of personality plays, and this guy shows up. That's a story for another time, but if you guys really want it, I will make it soon then. The lesson I learned from making this video is that Cena always wins in the end. The match itself, entertaining. The problem with it, though, is the result in a way. Now, I'm not saying Cena winning was the wrong choice, but the booking of it. Like, the match itself could have been saved for SummerSlam. But on the other hand, they wanted CM Punk and Cena to main event and pop the buy rate, I guess. It's just Rey was in the middle of his thing, and I don't think he was even pegged to be champion. One good thing I will say about this was the fact that 1, Rey got to enjoy being the top guy, even if it was for 2 hours, and 2, that SummerSlam match was really fun. So yeah, Cena was once again Super Cena, and this may have pissed off many fans, and rightfully so, because John was out of the title picture for, what, 7 days? And another problem with this was the fact that Cena in storyline accepted the match. Like, that's not very babyface of him. He literally gave CM Punk 7 days to prepare for his match at Raw 1000 a year later. Why couldn't he give Rey Mysterio that much time too? Plus, scratch what I said earlier, their SummerSlam match would have been a draw. Like, imagine Rey Mysterio versus John Cena for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, LA, Los Angeles. It would have been even better. The atmosphere, the match itself, everything. And yeah, Rey Mysterio, he was just in the middle of this by the looks of it, yeah. I do believe he deserved to hold the title until at least SummerSlam, because 1, he would have gotten to main event the show, and 2, the match with Cena would have been even better than it was on this night. But I think you prefer what actually went down rather than this. The fact that they were going to end CM Punk's title reign before it began, oh man. Let me explain it. Originally, the plan was for Triple H to turn heel and feud with CM Punk, and Del Rio and Cena would face off for the title at SummerSlam. So yeah, what do you guys think? Rey Mysterio holding the title for 2 hours, or that? I think some of you guys would prefer that because Triple H would turn heel and CM Punk would eventually beat him, so yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. Rey Mysterio, he was at the right place but at the wrong time. All in all, this was just a thank you for his services, and he definitely deserved it, so yeah. That's it for this video. Make sure you hit an AA on the like button, and perhaps the 619 on the subscribe button. Peace, I'm out.